And girls, it's me again, Opus XPN here, and I'm bringing you a full review as far as use with Spyderco knife, and that's the Salt one, plain edge with H1 steel, and I've been using this knife for close to 6 months already, and 80% of the time I'm out on the field working this on pocket. I alternate the other 20% of the time between these knives, the Kershaw G10 Hawk and the Spyderco Birdline Robin 2 and the Spyderco Membug on BG10. So this is VG10, this is H1, BG10, and these two are ACR13 MOV. Now, let's start with the salt. Where I work at, it's very hot during summer. You get very high temperatures, 105, 106, 110 heat index. I work outside, so I do sweat a lot. My uniform gets soaked with sweat, and I carry my knives on my front pocket. So every time I pull my knife out, you're gonna see sweat on the knife, on the actual blade. I use it to cut every single thing possible I can cut. Plastic wraps, zip ties, electrical tape, nylon straps, rope, boxes, a lot of stuff, that comes in that I have to cut. The edge retention on the H1 is not excellent because it does have to be sharpened pretty often. After a couple of days use, it does need sharpening. So I do use the strop to. I just use a strop and give it up a couple of passes, and I get it back to very sharp, a very sharp edge. So I like that too. That's also very easy to sharpen the actual steel on this one. The only time I've seen damage on the edge is one time that I was cutting some electrical tape. It was wrapped around a steel connector that I needed to get to, and I went in and did like a slashing motion, and it cut the tape open, but the actual edge hit the steel connector directly, and these connectors are very hard steel. So I got my edge, the piece of my edge got rolled pretty bad. It didn't get chipped, it got rolled pretty bad. So you can actually see it. So that was the only time I had to hit the sharp maker to fix that roll on the edge. But other than that, I just pass it on the strop a couple times and it's back to normal. I don't oil it at all, and to clean it, I just pass it through running hot water and then just shake off the excess water on it, and that's it. That's how I take care of the knife. So basically, it's a very carefree knife. All you have to worry about is sharpening the knife when it gets dull. That's about it. The other three knives that I rotate with this one, the VG10 actually has been pretty good on rust resistance. But this one I do clean it and oil it, every so often, so it does get protection from that. I need to leave it on my pocket longer for more days without oiling to see how fast it gets rust. But I know in a full day of use and just wiping it after the end of the day, just wiping it with a dry cloth, no rust has formed on this one. This one, the ACR13 MOV Robin 2, I did get rust on this one. I got little specks of rust on the blade the first day that I used it, and it got soaked with, with sweat and everything. I opened it up towards the end of the day, and I could see little specks of rust, so I had to clean it up and oil it and stuff like that. This one also the same deal. The Kershaw Hawk with the ACR 13 MOV. Also, I could see the rust forming on this one after the first day of use. So the ACR 13 MOV will get rust the first day you use it. And then this one you do have to keep them clean and oiled in order for you to maintain them. Plus this one on this pivot gets gunk faster than this pivot. I thought it was going to be the other way around. So this pivot will get more gunk in it than this one, but no, this one does. So that's my experience with those two. So ACR 13 MOV, not very good at rust resistance. BG10 has been good so far. I still have to do more experimenting, more using with this knife before I can see how many days it goes on without getting rust on it. But this one doesn't rust at all. I mean, it just doesn't rust. You get scratches right away, you get some discoloration here and there. It gets dull pretty quick after a couple of days of use. I think ACR 13 MOV holds a better edge than longer time than this one for some reason. But I think VG10 it still has a superior edge retention than H1 and ACR 13 MOV. But as easily as it goes dull, it also sharpens really easy. I mean, really just give it a couple of passes on the strop and it's back to normal. So you don't have to spend a lot of time sharpening the knife. But as far as rust resistance, I mean, this is an excellent knife. It's been on my pocket, full of sweat on hot days and rain, and this thing doesn't rust. I mean, it just doesn't rust. It's very lightweight. I mean, the locking mechanism works perfectly fine. I mean, I do rinse it under hot water once in a while just to get all the dust and any gunk I get in it or any dust or whatever. I just run it through hot water to get rid of that, but that's about it. I don't even dry it completely. I just shake it off, and that's it. You still have moisture inside, but the thing don't rust. So it's a very carefree knife, and I like that. So if you work in a very wet environment, very high humidity environment, it's a good knife to have. It's a good knife to have. I mean, I knew it was rust proof. I just wasn't. I wanted to put it to test myself, and yeah, it is rust proof. It doesn't rust, but it has those other things, the cosmetic type of deal that it has scratches easily, and the edge retention that is not excellent, but it's not bad. I mean, you're talking about 440A, maybe 440B type of edge retention. It's not horrible, it's alright. But the thing is, it does get very sharp. You can get it it sharpens really well. You can get it very, very, very sharp if you want to. Shaving sharp, you can actually shave your face with it if you want to, because it goes to that fine, very thin, fine edge if you wanted to get there. You don't have a hard time with that. Even though I don't use a very low angle on it, I use a higher angle because I want a thicker edge on it. I don't want it too. Instead, I don't use a 40 on it. I would use like a 45 on it. 40, 45, 47, because I want something a little bit thicker than just the regular 40 or maybe the 30. So it's a good edge. It's a good knife. it's a carefree knife, and you know, a lot of people might not know about the steel. A lot of people might not know about this type of design. It doesn't have any liners. It's all very hard, very resistant FRN, with a titanium clip. It's made of titanium, and the hardware it uses is also H1, and so the whole knife basically is made to resist rust. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon again. Once I get more in-depth use of this one, I'll tell you what the results were. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon again.